Hi, and welcome to the Frog Pond School of Design, where we talk about architectural issues and sometimes just tell stories you might not otherwise have heard. If you follow these videos, you probably get the sense how much I enjoy architecture as a profession, as a practice. Uh, it's very engaging, and it's generally considered the ideal combination of the artistic and the technical. Today, we need to talk about the technical. There was a building collapse recently in Florida, and it's going to be a good long time before the cause of that collapse is really determined. But we can look back at an event in 1981 that's a really good example of just how careful everybody can be and still see these things happen. It's really tragic. The Hyatt Regency in Kansas City had a pair of sky bridges above the atrium. And one night, unfortunately, when some very big events were going on in the hotel, those sky bridges collapsed. They fell to the floor. And even to this day, that is considered the deadliest structural failure in the U.S. Now, here's what happened. If you look at these things, these sky bridges were suspended from lengths of threaded rod. And what these indicate, each angle here represents the connection to one of the bridges. And on this side, you see the plan as it was originally designed. Well, the contractor wasn't happy about having to use that in full length of threaded rod, so he submitted an alternative configuration, this one over here, which would allow him to use two shorter lengths of rod rather than one long length. Somewhere along the line, the engineers reviewed that request and approved it, and 114 people died. Now you can see what happens here is the load on this bridge works very much as it was originally planned, as well as the upper bridge. But at this point, the load from the lower bridge is transferred to this connection, and it doubles the load on that connection. And again, this is a real example of how careful people need to be, how easy it is for something to just slip up and be missed. And I have the greatest respect for our engineers. The fact that these events are as rare as they are tells me that our engineering education and in general the practitioners, that's all really good. But these things still slip through the cracks. The fact that it's rare, but it's got to be more than rare. These things should never happen. The lessons from this really don't have that much to do with engineering. They're going to be more about ethics and how you practice than the engineering side of it itself. Obviously, our education is pretty good. But whatever you do for a living, I want you to take a lesson from this and commit yourself to doing your job as thoroughly and accurately as possible. Because in so many disciplines, there's just not a lot of room for error. Hey, thanks for joining us today at the Frog Pond School of Design. I look forward to seeing you hanging around the pond again real soon.